Well, it seems everybody was in a hurry to condemn Rockstar, but maybe they were a little too early. I had said earlier that I had a really bad day with disconnects, but I actually got back on an hour later, and I went 2 days, well, 2.5 now, days straight without a single disconnect. And I'm going to play again this evening here in, I don't know, probably half an hour or so for a couple hours, and I'm confident I'll probably do pretty well and won't have a lot of disconnect issues. Everybody's also complaining about legendary animal spawns, and then Rockstar released some new info that suggested that maybe the problem wasn't that the spawns are bad, but that people didn't know what they had to do to be available when they spawned, i.e. there are certain daylight and weather conditions that make animal spawns favorable, and they don't just spawn whenever. So you can hang around all you want up there by Coulter, and you may not see the marble fox if he only comes out on clear days at dusk and at dawn, roughly. So if you can be there in the middle of the day or the middle of the night, it doesn't matter because he's never going to spawn in the middle of the day or the middle of the night. Stuff like that. So I don't know. I think this update is growing on me. I still don't like Harriet. I still know for sure that once I finish the role and have hunted all of the animals that you get through her legendary animal missions, I will almost certainly be done with her, other than maybe to go back and buy stuff that I didn't pick up the first time around. I do still feel like almost everything associated with this role is overpriced. Well, one thing I have noticed, though, is that once you've already sampled a legendary animal and then also brought it to Gus, there's no reason to necessarily do it again unless you still need the XP in the naturalist role. I took one legendary animal, and I actually was trying to sample it to get XP for the naturalist role, and I accidentally was either shooting it with the wrong gun or had the wrong ammo, and I killed it. So I couldn't then take, a sample of it, so I skinned it, and rather than take it to Gus, because I'd already given him one, I took it to Cripps, and it was an elk, a legendary elk from up near Coulter, the Imahi elk, or whatever it's called. And I got like 650 materials from the antlers and 44 or something odd materials for the pelt. It was insane how much it gives to Cripps. So there will still be reasons, even after you have the pelts and even after you have the role maxed out, there could still be reasons to go hunting legendary animals, because holy cow, if you thought farming cougars for 15, 16 materials or whatever they were was a good deal, think about farming a legendary animal for 3 times that amount or more. You don't need to hunt very many of them to have a delivery ready to go. And, if you can make the trader advance that much faster, you can make pretty good money with it still. And I'm glad I did that. And I did a couple of moonshiner runs, and suddenly I was sitting on like 1,700 gold. So I went and bought a few things that I might otherwise not have bought, including the wilderness camp, which I'm hearing most people are now saying is a waste of time, but I had a discount for it. A couple other things that I kind of needed, but they were kind of pricey. But it's okay. I don't mind taking some time buying the things. I don't want to be the guy that rushes out and has everything the instant it's released. I think earning for it and saving for it kind of makes the game kind of fun, and it gives it longer replayability. I think that people who do this kind of YouTube content creation, and I watch a lot of the videos of the guys who are really into Red Dead, and their channel is about creating content for Red Dead Online, and I'm just more and more convinced that they are out of touch with how normal people play, because they just play all the time. And that's not a bad thing that they play so much and that they're making videos about having, tens of thousands of dollars saved up to prepare for the update and, several hundred gold or whatever. If you want to do that, that's fine. If they have so many collections saved, but they're not turning them in because they want to instantly, max out their Outlaw Pass as soon as they get it. Listen, I've only played it for 8 days, and I'm at level 14 with my Naturalist and level 50, I think, or 51 with the Outlaw Pass. I absolutely will finish both by the time the next drip feed update rolls around on Tuesday, unless I don't play or something on one of those days between now and then. But I have no intention of doing that. I'm pretty sure that I will play. I will hunt some legendary animals. I will do some missions for Harriet. I will max that out pretty quickly, I think, actually, without necessarily even trying to. And I would have done it even faster, except that I was actually more interested in bringing stuff to Gus for a while, even though that doesn't give you any XP, roll XP, and it doesn't give you all that much regular XP either. And it doesn't give you all that much money. The only thing it does is it unlocks the ability to make Gus clothes. And the more I see of these legendary animal coats with the head as a hood, the less impressed I am with them, and I don't think that there's really... I'm sure I'll probably get them all, but I doubt I'll wear them very much most of the time, because they're really kind of weird, if you think about it. And there's only a few of them you can do anything with. So, yeah, the update's growing on me, and I think that the real benefit of it, the thing that will really make it work, is two things. First off, it's not Harriet, because she's not very likable, but it's Gus. He's the one who's going to give the game replayability, him and the legendary animal hunting, especially if they can keep drip feeding them in for quite some time. The other thing that I think will make the update good is the fact that we now have reason to suspect that we're only about 3 months away from, maybe even less, maybe 2 months away from another update with a Halloween theme. And we don't expect it to be a quote-unquote massive update. We expect it to be a much more modest update than the one we just got. But that's okay, because it's also coming much sooner. And if it has a short Outlaw Pass, and if it doesn't even have a roll at all, but just has a few things to do, that's fine. I actually wish that it would have a roll. I wish it would have the Supernatural Hunter, Ghost Hunter, Witch Hunter, Van Helsing, whatever you want to call it. I wish that it would have that as a roll, and that we could do that between Halloween and the end of the year. But I don't think that it will. I don't think that that's their intention. Shame, though, because that would be really awesome. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here a little short this time around, and like I said, the update's growing on me. I think I'll probably post a little bit more about it after I've done a little bit more playing.